Hey, it's your boy Bobby B's here. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is Zeke's death, the fall of the Tejadas. Basically, when it comes down to it, the fall of the Tejadas comes with the death of Zeke. Now, why is that? Basically, when it comes down to it, remember, Zeke was supposed to be Monet's way out. Before we knew that that was her son, that was the way out. He was always the game plan. Monet wanted the Tejadas to leave from being a drug family to just being a family that would have been out there with Zeke, supporting him, getting different jobs in the sports and getting money, trying to turn Zeke into a brand for shoes, for everything, sports drinks, clothing, everything of that nature. The money that would have came to them off of Zeke being who he was would have put them in a place where they no longer had to sell drugs or be on the streets anymore. He was always the main plan for Monet. Now, with that being said, and now that he is gone, everything falls apart. Monet's big plan falls apart. Remember, this is Monet's plan. This is not Lorenzo's plan. The kids were cool with it. Kane knew it was coming. Drew knew it was coming. Diana knew it was coming. They were all in on it, even though they may have had their own opinions, because I think Kane would still want to been on the street stuff. Basically, when it comes down to it, they were for it. They were going to go behind their cousin. They were going to support them. Now, why is this going to equal the father of the Tejadas? Basically, because it was Lorenzo who was the one who shot Zeke. This is the reason why. Lorenzo did not mean to take out Zeke. He thought it was Mecca. So he shot and took out Zeke. He didn't really even knew. So when it comes down to it, though, Monet's not going to see that. We know Monet's a person that's not going to see the reason or see the mistake. She's going to look at the fact that her and Lorenzo were pretty much not really getting along. They both were different, and they both had their own perspective on things. So she's going to look at the fact that Lorenzo probably took out her exit plan, and she's still going to want revenge for what has taken place. Now, we saw a bit of a split between the family prior in season 2, especially with that argument at the table. And when it came down to it, to the finale, where pretty much Kane was all in on taking Lorenzo out if he had to. They kept Drew completely in the dark, and Diana didn't know where she stood but wanted to stand by Lorenzo. There were splits already. But basically, you know, Monet's going to be investigating what happened to Zeke, possibly all of them. And she's probably going to more than likely get Tariq to help her find out what happened to Zeke. When it comes down to it, though, there's more trouble coming as well. Basically, the reason why there's more trouble, because there's the family that raised Zeke in the South. They have not shown up yet, but they will be showing up pretty soon. They will be showing up trying to figure out what happened to Zeke. And not only that, they may say that Zeke fell because of his association with Monet, them knowing what Monet does, or potentially knowing what Monet does and wanting to come at Monet about it. That could be the situation. Heck, I think they would have still been a problem. Even if Zeke would have made it to the NBA, they would have still been a problem. But when it comes down to it, they're going to play a hand in it. There's Uncle Frank's wife. She's going to play a hand in some things, because I think she's pointing the finger at Monet, or potentially even Lorenzo, in regards to what took place with Frank. As we all know, for those of you who do not know who Frank is Lorenzo's brother who got out of prison early in Power Book 2 Ghost Season 1. And he was the person that Tariq saw that was an informant, and it was true, he was. And they took Frank out. So when it comes down to it, these are different pieces coming together to cause the fall of the Tejada family. Not only that, do not forget, they got papers on Kane. They have papers on Kane, and they're starting to put the pieces together when it comes to him. And then there's Everett, who's still around, and he was also the person who told on Drew. So with all that being said, there's so much going on with the Tejadas right now. Tariq came into season 1 of Ghost hot. Like, there was so much going on around him, especially with Tasha being in court and so much of that, and them trying to come after him. Pretty much Saxe was coming after him about Ghost's murder. He had so much going on with him. And then there's season 2. When we get into season 2, he's literally on trial for Jabari and Ramirez, Officer Ramirez's murders. So Tariq came in hot the first 2 seasons. I'm not saying that he's not going to have nothing to deal with in season 3. He is. It's just, what I'm saying is that we're going to see the fall of the Tejadas. It's going to be a split. We've been talking about the Tejada Civil War. We've been talking about everything falling apart. This is something that's definitely going to happen. If I have to give you an opinion about what I believe is going to happen, I think Monet is going to, I don't know, may or may not make it out of this season. Lorenzo is apparently going to go somehow, one way or another. I think that Kane will either be caught up in some mess. Diana will join Tariq, believe it or not. I think she will end up joining Tariq and being near his side, as there's a lot of falls coming in season 3. And I think that Drew is going to take over and either become his own leader, or he's going to take over the Tejadas and do what he does. Either way it goes, there's a lot that's about to happen. So we're going to sit back and we're going to see exactly what is going to happen here. But that is pretty much definitely all I got to say about that. I just want to say to all of you that it is your boy, Bobby Beast here. I just want to say much love, much respect. Hold it down. And one.
The power of belief.
Every day that you get up, you think to yourself, I wonder what kind of day I'm going to have. I'm going to tell you something that you should do. Always know that you're going to have a good day. You have to speak things into existence. Remember the power of belief. The power of belief can change things. No matter if a person's trying to make your day hard, make it bad, whatever it is, the power of your belief is the most strongest thing in the world. People love to mess with you. They love to put things towards you, have an opinion towards you, maybe about how you look, how you're carrying yourself. Let me tell you something. You're the only person that can decide how you look, how you feel about yourself, and what you think about yourself. Never let no one have that power over you. Remember, have the power of belief.